So in this video, I'm going to share a piece of sales advice that I really wish I'd learned 10 years earlier. This little piece of advice is something that has helped me to close more deals and avoid things falling outside a pipeline. It's a really simple trick, and I'm going to walk you through that in a couple of minutes. Just before I do that, if you do enjoy these videos, please share them with colleagues and friends. Follow me. I do plenty more of this. There's more to come. So what is this trick? Well, first of all, let me tell you how it came about that I found out. About 10 years ago, I had a meeting with the CTO, and the meeting went incredibly well, and he was very excited, and he decided that he wanted to take the next step, which was to do a further evaluation of our product with a wider team. I then reached out to him a couple of days later, and because he still hadn't confirmed the invitation I'd sent him. And I spent days trying to reach this guy, and eventually I got through to him, and he had completely changed his tune. He advised me at that point that, hey, look, Chris, we don't think that your product is really a good fit for our company. And I was flabbergasted. I didn't understand how a prospective customer could go from hot to cold so quickly. So I probed in. And what I found out was this. I found out that he was in fact excited to move ahead, but immediately getting out of the room in his excitement, he walked across the office and he spoke to one of his people, someone that he trusts and relies upon to help him with these kinds of evaluations. And that person had a different opinion. And it was at that moment that I had left the room that I had completely lost control of the deal and lost control of the next step. And I had no opportunity to influence that person. I didn't even know who they were. So what was the learning? Well, the learning is this. We have to get not only the buyer in the room, but we also have to get the person that the buyer trusts and relies upon to help them with evaluations like these in the room in that very first meeting. Now, if we don't do that, we risk losing control of the deal completely, as I did. Now, the question, I guess, is how do we know who that person is? And how do we get them to join the meeting? Well, I do a lot of account reviews with salespeople, and I often ask them this question, look, who does your buyer trust and rely upon? And they take a guess at it. They take a guess and they go, I think it's this guy. And I say, well, how do you know? And the reality is that they don't know, they're guessing. And so the only way to find out who the right person is in that moment that you book that meeting with your buyer, you have to ask them, hey, thanks for locking in the time. I want to ask you, is there someone that you trust and rely upon to help you with these kinds of evaluations? Because if there is, and I'm sure there will be, we should get them along to this meeting as well. Maybe there's a couple of people. Bring them along. I think that way you're going to get a whole lot more out of this meeting, and so will I. And they will regularly offer that person up. It'll be front of mind. They'll know exactly who it is. And you get them along, and now you've got control. So that's the trick. If you don't believe it, if you don't think it really works, think about the last time you made a really large purchase. Maybe you bought a house, or a car, or a motorbike. Did you make that decision on your own? Or did you have someone that you trusted and relied upon for a second opinion? It's exactly the same for your buyer. They don't make these decisions in isolation, so get that person along to help with the evaluation and get them in there early. If you've got an SDR working for you, ask your SDR to do that as well. There you have it. Let me know how you get on. If you've got a differing opinion or a different experience, I'd love to hear it. If you think this might work for you, let me know. And don't forget to hit that follow button. Thanks.